Welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture, we are going to be installing Node.js in a Mac operating system. If you have a Windows computer, jump to the next lecture. Okay, so we're going to learn a couple different things here. First of all, we're going to download Node, install it, and add it to our path in our computer so we can find it very easily. So for those of you that have Node, just make sure that you have it by typing in node hyphen version in your terminal. Now, if you don't know what your terminal is or where it is, make sure that you go to Launchpad and type in terminal there. And terminal is where we execute our programs directly in our computer. Okay? And if you're taking this course, chances are that you already know what it is. But I'm always saying that because this is a beginner's course. So I'm always taking it all the way down to the beginner's level. Okay. So if you don't see anything, if you type in Node and you don't see anything there, it's because you don't have Node or it's not in your path. And I'll show you that later on what that means. Okay. Basically, we can't find it like that. Now, we can also try to find it by going to the user local bin directory. And we can say cd. I'm not going to show you a bash bunch of commands here, just the simple ones that you can, if you don't already know it. So we can go to the user bin directory here. And this is where all your executables are located. ls, and you can see that we have a whole bunch of different programs here. Let's clear that out. And if I type in ls hyphen la, we can see more stuff. But anyway, let me clear that out. So this is where all these executables are located. And if I go there and I try to look for Node, I can see that I already have it installed. So it's done, this is alphabetically ordered. So if you look after the M, you can see the N's. And if Node is not there, then you don't have it. If it's there, you have it. And you can really find out what version you have by typing in user local bin like this. And actually, node hyphen version. Just like this. Enter. And you can see that you have what version you have. If you have a really old version, I suggest you go to their website like we are going to be doing now and downloading the newer version. The newer version will override the old version. Okay? All right, so that's done there. Let's go and download Node.js for those of you that don't have it. Or for those of you that want to update it, nodejs.org is the website. Enter. And as you can see, we have two links here. The current version, which is the current version that we have available now. If you have a higher version, do not worry. This course is always updated, and it's not a course that's going to get outdated because we are always using the core foundations of Node.js, all right, which is very rarely changed. Okay, so current version or the most stable version, which is older always, we are going to download the most current version. I'm going to download this again even though I have it because I want to show you step by step how this is done. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to the installer and it's telling me where it's going to install. And it's telling me it's also going to install npm, which is Node Package Manager. This little program here, and you're going to see this later on, helps us download packages for our Node applications. It will download our packages and we can just include it in our files or scripts. Okay? I'll show you that later. So we're going to follow the prompt, agree, installed, my password here, and done. Installed and installed. And this is where it is installing it, just like I showed you in the beginning. So now you can go to that path just like we did before a couple seconds ago, and you can verify that it is there. Or you can type in what I showed you, and you should see a version there. Okay? I'm pressing my up arrow key to go to the next command and my down arrow keys. Okay? And if you have it in your path, of course, if you're typing node, you can get it like this. Okay? Anyway, so we see that we don't have it available like this. We should be able to type in node and see it. So in order to get this working, we need to add the path, this directory, this path to our path variable in our computer. So our computer can find the executable for Node or any other executable we find in that bin folder. Okay, if I run Mongo or MongoD, okay, you can see that it's not working. And even though I have these programs in my executable, in my user bin folder, they're not working just because my computer does not know where it is. So in order for us to add that, we need to do a couple things. Well, we can do it in two different ways. We either add it to the path file, and the path file is in here. So I'm going to type in sudo. Let's clear this out. So sudo for super user. Nano is the editor that I'm going to use, which is a pre-built editor for Mac. And I'm gonna go to etc /etc path. Enter my password, and now you can see here that I have some lines of code here. If you don't have this path, if you don't have this file, Nano will create it for you automatically. So don't worry. If you don't have anything here, do not worry. So I'm gonna add that path user or USR, okay, local bin, just like that. Control X to save, and Y, yes, right here. You can see that we got no, N for no, and Y for yes. I'm gonna press yes, which is a Y, and enter. Okay. Now Node should be available. If I type in Node, it doesn't work, right? But that means that I have to open another terminal to kind of refresh this. So I'm just gonna close all that, gonna find another terminal, and if I type in Node, you can see that it gives me another prompt. That means that I'm inside the Node program now. So if I type in, let's say, no 1 plus 1, enter, it gives me 2. What about 245 times 345 or 354? So 345 by 354, enter, that is what I get. So I'm able to play around with programs here. What about a variable? House, house is my house. Don't worry about what I'm writing. It says identify, but if I type in house now, you can see that I was able to save this variable there. And when I type in house, the Node program will return to me the value, which is pretty cool stuff. Now I can grab that value and put something else in there. Let's say I love this house. Enter. And now if I type in house, you can see that I get that. But anyway, that's out of the, we're not going to be playing around with that. Control C and Control C. Let's get out of this real quick. So that's the Mongo shell there. I mean, not the Mongo shell, the Node shell. So if I type in Mongo D here, you see that that program is working now, right? Now, Control C to get out and turn that off and clear. So all my programs, all my executable located in the directory of user bin, local bin here. All these executables are working now just because I was able to add this path right here. Okay, so this is how you do that. Now there's another way of doing it. And guys, if you don't have to stay here you don't have to actually learn this to continue with the course. So you're welcome to skip this. This is just extra stuff that I wanted to show you. So another way of doing this, okay, is by creating a file called .bash. If you don't have it, we'll find out. Profile. And this file is supposed to be in your home directory, in your user directory or the home directory. You can get to it by typing cd tilde, which is a key located under the escape key, a symbol. So cd tilde pwd for current directory listing. And as you can see, we have the directory. This is our home directory. And if I type in ls, I don't see anything there that has to do with the bash profile. But if I type in ls-la, now I can see the dot system files with the dot notation in the front. You see the dot? So now I can see this file here. If you don't have it, you need to create it in order for this to work. Again, you don't need this for this course. But if I type in nano, the editor, bash underscore profile, if you don't have it, it will create it. Enter, I have it. So now is another way of kind of not hacking it, but making sure that our path variable works. So that our path for our executables are included. So this is how we can do it here in this bash profile. This bash profile file can be used to do a lot of things. I'll show you some of my aliases that I got. So in the command prompt, if I type in XAMPP, this would take me, this will go cd application XAMPP htdocs. It would take me to this specific location. Instead of me typing this manually every time, I can just make an alias and type in XAMPP. Okay, I'll show you that right here. So XAMPP, see, I'm in htdocs now. So that's why I love the bash profile. Okay, so here to change that, to add this path to our variable path, I would say path equal symbol, quotes. I don't believe you need to use quotes, but I do. And dollar symbol, all uppercase path, colon, and then hopefully I get this right the first time. Then we type in the path, right? Bin. Simple as that. Now Control X and Y for yes. Done. Now I can just, let's actually go and take this off from the path. Let's just comment this out. Command the symbol, Command 3 in my keyboard. Command Control X and Y for yes to get out. There we go. So now this should work no matter what. So now if I type in node, it works. Node hyphen version, it works. Let's go back to that file again, profile, and I'm gonna comment this out with a number symbol there in front of it. Control X, Y for yes. I'm gonna get out of here, open a new terminal and type in node, and you see that it doesn't work. Okay, now which should you use? I like to put that in the path myself, paths file. So I'm gonna go back here, uncomment this out. I have it like this, but you don't have to. It's easier to have an extra file and not mess around with a path file, just to have something like this so you can modify things in your computer. Okay, it's just easier instead of modifying them directly. But just to make it easier, I put it in the path variable there, so I always have it. So now I can execute my node from anywhere. Okay, now of course this is not working. I have to come back here. Oops, there we go. All right, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this taught you a couple things that you did not know, and I'll see you in the next lecture. In the next lecture, we're gonna see how we do this with Windows. Take care.